Oh, you got like a little blurry background. Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, room's kind of dirty, bro.
You said what?
Room's kind of dirty, bro. It's like a lot going on right now,
Are you good, man?
bro. I've been editing since like 6 o'clock. No, like 4 o'clock, bro. It's like a 2 hour break.
In the morning, man?
Yeah, I'll be like that. I'm like a night owl.
Nah, you got a full-time job.
Yeah, I work the grave shift, so
Okay.
of course the weekend I'm not working, but I'm still up in those hours. So like, also I'm up. I wake up like 3 in the morning. I'm up.
Yeah.
Can't sleep.
Yeah. I mean,
I think I'm thinking about photos. I'm thinking about how can I be better.
right,
You know,
right. And that's how it should be,
I
man.
have.
And any time that you're not spending at your job, man, that's what you should be doing. I mean,
Bro, people in my job is so lost. Like you can't wake up and do this every day and not have a goal or anything. Like
right.
I'm trying to
I,
help as much people as I can, bro. Like wake up, do something.
right. That's how it should be. And that's what makes you like very different from a lot of people. You know, like when I worked like one job my entire life. I worked at Cracker Barrel for like a year and a
Hmm.
half. And, after that job, like I was like, I can't do it no more. Like I gotta find something, I gotta figure out something to do. Like even while I was there, like I was on this whole path of like trying to improve myself, like reading the books. Like the first book that I ever picked up was a book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah,
Have
of
you ever
course.
heard it?
That's the main first book to
Yeah,
read.
yeah. So that was one of the first books I picked up, and then it was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and I
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
went down this whole like self-improving journey, and yeah, like no different than you, bro. Like trying
Bro,
to,
we got the same origin story. I feel like everyone that makes it got a similar origin story. Just woke up,
yeah,
working a job, like this came in my life.
yeah, yeah,
And just made
and
something happen.
and I mean, like I would never like knock anybody for like working a job. I mean, like I've been doing what I've been doing now for a little while. Like I just picked up photography about like a year and a half ago. Before then, I started my social media management business. So like I help business like
Hmm.
YouTubers and all of those different kinds of people. But before then, like I was selling snacks and like I've done a lot of different things.
Bro,
And
so this next too, bro. Like that's crazy.
yeah, I've done, dude, I've done everything, man. You
The
name
real
it,
grind, bro.
I've cut grass, anything you name, I do it. But like I say, I never knock anybody for working jobs because some people just have to. People have kids and people have lives, so
Yeah, of
I feel
course.
like there's this thing that goes around in the entrepreneurship like world where people say, "Oh, quit your 9 to 5 job and go work for yourself and do this and do this." And like, of course, it's a great thing to do. Like everybody wants to be their own boss. Of course, that's a dream that everybody wants. But you know what I mean? Some people just don't have the resources, finances, and just the mentality, the mindset to go do those things. So, you know,
Right.
now you're good. So, yeah, I mean, everybody just got to work where they're at. But just like you're saying, every day you're striving to do bigger and greater things for yourself, 1% better every day. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man.
So, okay, so like, where's just like diving straight into it, like, where's some of the things that I mean you lack because you reached
Of
out to me. You reached out to me. I'm sure like you seen one of my videos, right? And
course.
where do you feel like you lack, and what are you trying to learn? Like, how can I help you?
Yeah, so I've been focusing on my editing, right? So you see my editing style, I see I'm a kind of I think I'm learning my niche, right? In this
Mm-hmm.
field.
Mm-hmm.
Um Slowly. I'm not sure. I'm not there yet though. I feel like I can do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I'm kind of a creative type of guy, right? Make
Mm-hmm.
kind of different edits or whatever, different styles. Even if the thing I'm working on now. But what I'm saying is editing facials, like I can show you a shoot I did where it's a hairstylist and I really just put all my efforts into doing frequency retouching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And still came out poor. I was like, I just needed to be. It's just I'm just missing something, right?
Right.
And the YouTube videos ain't helping me. Like I'm missing something, you know.
Got you.
And
Yeah.
that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
You
I
just here
tell.
to learn, bro.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, like when I started, like videos, like they help for like little things, but I just haven't really found so much value in videos. Like you'll watch a video and the information will be there for a little bit, but it doesn't stick. You know what I mean? So that's been my
Yeah,
problem. But yeah, like I posted on my story, it took me hours on top of hours to learn like the most basic things. So that's kind of
yo,
why.
hold on one second, one second. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good, bro.
I think my headphones going out.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I do it with kids, bro. I got two kids,
Mm,
full-time job, still out here doing it. No, I feel like it's no excuse. I
yeah,
don't get
bro, for
sleep,
sure.
but like in a good way.
Mm,
People look at me crazy when I say that, but I don't get sleep in a good way. Like I might I might be at work tired, but I feel good with myself.
right.
That I worked the entire day and I'm tired, but I can sleep peacefully when I get home. When I get home, I can sleep good.
So wait,
Like
how old are you?
26.
26? Got you.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't have any kids. I'm 21.
21. Hey,
21, yeah.
keep that trust.
All right, man. I
26.
actually, I actually kind of want kids, man. I feel like that's a thought I've been having a lot. But going back to what I was saying earlier, um, you know, I think that a lot of people they kind of like take the wrong route in things. Like when I first started shooting, my main focus wasn't buying all the expensive equipment. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I need thousands of dollars worth of cameras and lights and all those different things. And I see it very often, um, especially like there was a woman that I was working with. She bought like a $3,000 camera, but she was asking me for like editing tips. It's like you did it backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, some people are just like misguided by things. And like I was saying earlier, YouTube videos don't really help. You know what I mean? They're selling you dreams and telling you things. Oh, you spend all of this money on the camera. This is the camera you need, and this is the lens you need, and this is how you get results that you need. But like any camera body really is good. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what camera body you have.
Exactly.
I mean, whether like the only thing that really makes a difference is whether you're shooting with a mirrorless or if you have a mirrored camera. You know what I mean? You know the
Wait,
difference.
what's the difference in that? Please explain. Help me out.
I got you.
I think maybe it's sharpness, maybe. All right.
So having a mirrorless camera compared to a mirrored camera, I have a mirrored one. So essentially, what that is if you take the lens off of the front of your
Mm-hmm.
camera, you'll see there's like a flip screen here. If you have a mirrorless camera, it won't have that, or it will have a smaller one so that it just like increases the shutter speed so that you can shoot a lot faster. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think in some cases it does help the sharpness and the clarity of your photos.
So
And
you so you so you like mirrors in your camera, basically.
no, no, no. This was the first camera I've ever bought, right?
Yeah.
So this is a mirrored one. I do want a mirrorless, and I can buy one, but it's just like I was saying, do I really need it? You know what I mean? So I think it's really all just comes down to preference, and some people think that the material and the equipment is what helps the photos, and of course it does. Like this right here, like I've been shooting with this 50 millimeter. This is a kit lens. It came with the camera. It sucks,
Mm-hmm.
but it's great for portraits, but I use it, and I convinced myself, and I told myself that it's not necessarily the equipment, but it's how you edit and how you operate the equipment you have, you know.
Totally
So,
agree, bro. Totally agree. I've shot with I'm gonna put it out now.
mhm.
First camera I bought, bro. This bad boy right here.
What do you got? Is that Sony?
It's a Panasonic Lumix, bro.
Okay, okay, I've heard of
And
those.
like so different. It was super cheap. So I'm pressure washing for this.
Okay,
All right, super cheap, probably $500 on the market. Bro,
got you.
like but I knew first if I'm gonna do this, I know best equipment is not the answer for everything, you know. It's
Right,
all about tactics and how to do things
right,
first. You can't I'm not a describe it. It's not
mhm,
about the best basketball in the world. It's about learning how to dribble.
right, right,
It makes sense. Like it's the steps, the baby steps.
for
So
sure. Yeah, I think people are definitely just skipping steps, and that's kind of like what I've been trying to focus and hone my attention and my energy towards is just like bettering the skills and bettering the editing
Hmm.
because it doesn't matter your equipment. Like I'm sure you've heard it. Like it doesn't matter what camera you use, it's the person behind the camera, you know? So it's like people
Hmm.
don't understand ISO, people don't understand shutter speed, people don't understand f-stop, people don't understand any of these things, and they're just going out shooting, and you know what I mean? It like the editing process gets messed up because they don't know how to operate the camera, and it's just so many different things, man. So that's why I started making the videos that I make, just like giving the like little editing tutorials,
Hmm.
telling people and teaching people in small steps. So I appreciate you showing interest, man. You know, even
No, I
just
appreciate
coming on
you.
here.
You hit me back. Like I've been seeing your video. I'm like, this man's for real, like the real deal. Like he's actually dedicated. He's doing it, and it's like, look at the result. Like it's,
Trying,
I
man.
expect that exactly, bro.
I appreciate it. But if you're ready, I got a photo
Yeah,
up here. Let's jump straight into this.
I shoot with Fujifilm, by the way. That's
You
fine.
said what?
I shoot with Fujifilm.
Fujifilm?
Yeah, that's like
What's the... Oh, like video. Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
So, but it's like
I,
the photo side of those cameras,
mm,
So those good videos, but it's like the photo base of those cameras, camera brand.
got you.
But yeah, I'm ready when
So,
you are.
so are you on Photoshop or are you on what you on?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm on Photoshop. Real quick before we start, can I show you the edit I did which I hated so much?
Yeah, let me see it.
Like it was like it was like so much potential, right?
Yeah.
So the overall the photo came out amazing, but I'm trying to share my screen. It's not like horrible, like oh my gosh, it's super bad, but it's not like what I want.
Right. Yeah, I
So
mean, I'm looking at it and I don't really think it's that bad, but the first thing I notice how the skin just looks a little bit soft,
yeah,
too
yeah, yeah.
soft. Um so we definitely did remove a lot of texture. Can you like use that little zoom thing down here and like zoom in?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, let me see closer.
way too much.
Yes, I mean it's not that bad. One thing, I mean, like I said, it's just a little too soft. And one thing I would have probably told you to do here is just add some dodge and burn, and this would have been a perfect portrait.
I'm
But
gonna have a dodge and burn too.
you don't know how
That's
to
a,
add
that's a,
that.
so that's the part I gotta learn too.
I'll teach you
I'm glad you're
that.
here.
Teach you how to do that too, bro. Nah, but I think it looks great though. Like the lighting is great, all of it.
Yeah, I was thinking like this is like just too much. I got if you see the original photo,
Mm-hmm.
I think the original face of her, the middle, looks probably better. Like
Mm-hmm.
lightning wise. I feel like I altered like too much. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Where did you have your strobe at? Do you shoot? Wait, do you shoot with a strobe, a flash,
Um,
or how do you? What's your lighting
so I
setup?
got like 3 or 4 different lights. I'm trying to think of my setup of this shoot. This was so I had like a background light, right?
Okay.
Just for the back, but it's like a wide spread, and I had like a what did I have on the girls? I had a flash point. So
Okay.
it's a big flash with a big diffuser.
Mm. Because I'm like looking at the highlights, on the left side of her nose,
Hmm.
and then I'm looking at the highlights on their forehead and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
obviously, I think you had that light on the left side of their body, on the left side
it,
of
it
them.
it was like camera right, but barely. Like
Mm,
right there.
mm,
Only because of her face.
mm.
Like I wasn't getting on her face at all. So I moved it
Gotcha.
right beside me. I was getting on her face a little bit. That's why her face is still kind of dark though.
Mm. Another thing I'm seeing here is they're kind of all at like not at an equal distance, an even distance. That's one of the things that I try to focus on in my portraits too, is just
Mm-hmm.
working on that perspective. Can you send me that file? Like, do you still have the raw files?
Bro, you know what's crazy about your name, bro? My son name's in there.
Jameer?
Yeah, my son though.
What it D? What?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly how you spell
crazy.
it. Yeah, that's wild.
Wow.
I named him too.
That's crazy. I've never met somebody with my name. That's weird. It's always been like a Jameer or
Yeah,
Amir, something like that.
I told Demir, I was like, this is no, it's unique. No one have it, never have it. Like this is the photo right here. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, just send it to me through Dropbox.
Like, what time is it there, by the way?
It's 2:20.
Were you at Philly or something?
I'm actually from Philly, but I live in North Carolina right now.
North Carolina. Oh, it's not. I
Yeah.
got people down there. You met a model down there. A few
Bro.
models down there.
Yeah, Philly lit, man. It's pretty fun out there, man.
Yeah,
It's just very dangerous. It's the only
it's dangerous.
for sure. All right, let's see what we got here. So first thing, I like take a look at the photo, see what we're working with. It's kind of slanted here. You like you if you see, it's like more on a right slant. It's kind of like going down. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like the photo's kind of crooked, so we can do the crop tool and just angle it so that it's straight. Zoom in just to make sure we good. I like to just kind of like, it's straight by like lining up the lines with like certain areas. Like you can line it up with the eyebrows or the eyes right here. See, it's still not that straight because it's not lined up perfectly with her eyes.
Hmm?
So just go ahead and now that's straight. Cool. Because this is the middle model. I think, I mean, obviously everybody's in the frame, but she's in the middle. So like, I guess that's like the point of interest, you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
Cool. So, usually like some people do it this way. I don't really like to do this because it just like takes away more from the photo. But Instagram's dimension for landscapes is 16 by 9. So some people will crop it that way, but as you see, it makes it a lot smaller. It takes away from the
Hmm.
photo. So I like to keep it full framed, uh, and I'll just go and use generative AI to kind of like fill in the image later on. Here, I'm just kind of like zooming in and looking at the picture just to kind of see what's in focus, what's not.
Yeah.
Seeing what we really have to do with it. So it's kind of like dark here. Like you get more shadows here, like it's low
Hmm.
exposure, so we can raise this up a little bit. But that like brings out more highlights on the right side of on the of the project. So we can drop this down the highlights a little bit, raise this up. Essentially all I'm doing is just playing around with the different colors just to kind of get it how I want. Drop down the whites a little bit. So that brightens them up a little bit more. Cool, I think that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can go down here to details. I like to zoom in like really close just to really see. So I never use the sharpening tool ever. But what I will do is I'll grab the details and I'll bring the details up a little bit as well
Hmm.
as the radius. But sometimes when you're using the radius, I don't know if you can really see that on the screen. It adds a little bit more noise to the photo and we don't want that. So just try to like keep it down a little bit, keep it natural. And I'll just go up on the details because it'll bring out more details in her face. Right. And if you ever get too much noise, you just turn up the masking and you see how it makes it very smooth, but it
Yeah.
retains those details. Same thing for everybody else. Looks good. We don't really have to do much of anything with the color or anything like that. So I'm just gonna leave this how it is. I mean, depending on your shooting style and what you really want. I mean, actually, let's raise this up just a bit, like 4200, make it a little bit more warmer. I think it adds more color to the skin. Let's see, this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like now. If you can tell the difference is slight, but it definitely is a difference. Also, if we ever want to like get more like sharpness in a photo, under effects, you got clarity right here. And essentially what clarity is, it highlights the highlights a little bit more and it darkens the shadows, but it also brings out the texture and the details a little bit more in her face. So you'll notice how if we bring this all the way up, how it makes it very sharp. You know what I mean? So I like to play with that a little bit also. I'm doing the photo. So I'll probably drag that up to about like 8%.
Do you edit in Lightroom?
This is Photoshop, but this is a camera raw
Yeah, yeah,
filter. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You used to do
Nah.
all this in like Lightroom. I be going
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I get down with Photoshop, man.
I think I'm learning a little more about how to use Lightroom in the sense of why I'm using it, right? So I
Mm,
agree with you. I think driving it straight to Photoshop and then editing that way is probably best. I
mm,
think it's not best only when you're editing a bulk of photos the
yeah,
same way.
for sure,
You know what I'm saying?
for sure. Yeah, if you're editing a lot of photos at one time, Lightroom is definitely the way to go. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not getting paid a lot from a session. You
Hmm.
know, time is necessary. It's you
True,
got.
true.
But yeah, I think this photo looks good how it is. I'm gonna drop it into Photoshop. Click OK. Essentially, all I'm doing here is to get rid of these white edges. I'm going to use the rectangular tool and just go over each side like this.
How do you do both sides? What button are you pressing? Is it Alt?
Yeah, no, it's actually shift. So I'm gonna
Shift.
one side here and then hold shift and then do the other side. Oh wait, are you following along with me right now?
I can't, bro. I'm just like I'm taking good memory though. Just know that I'm
Okay.
locked in. I can't do both. I'm trying to do both. I'm like, yeah, I'm just close Photoshop.
Got you. I'm
Golly.
sorry. Am I moving too fast for you?
No, it's more like the screen, Zoom screen. And I'm saying your screen and
Got you.
the
Okay,
Photoshop
okay.
angle like a small box. I can't really put it and edit. You
Nah,
know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
you. I feel you. I feel you. How are you operating on just one screen?
Yeah, just one
Okay,
screen. Damn, I need
okay,
two
okay.
screens. God damn it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a game
Man,
changer, bro.
my old setup was I had two or three screens, bro. I was like I'm a PC now because I used to be a gamer. I stopped
Mm,
gaming, but like
yeah.
definitely. Oh
So this looks great apart from with
yeah,
whatever's
yeah.
going on
You
over
probably can just
here.
edit that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Simple.
It did a really good job on this left side though,
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
So we're just gonna go ahead and grab this layer right here, hold both of these together by using shift. So all I did was click on one and then click on the other, holding shift, and it's gonna grab both of those together. Then I'm just gonna merge it, right? And then from here, I'm just gonna use generative AI again and remove whoever decided to pop up inside of this photo. Yeah.
How you do that out there? You
Well,
using my stop lasso? I be bullshitting.
so yeah,
How you
yeah.
re
What is it?
what's your key button are you pressing to add more to the lasso?
So yeah, it's shift again. So the same way I use
Shift again.
that, yeah. So the same way I did with this, just add in like a box, hold
Mhm.
shift, and you can add more, right? Hold shift and you can add more.
Yeah,
Or if I
yeah.
want to,
Okay.
or if I want to take away less, I'm just gonna hold alt and then take away some. Right?
Shifting out. Gotcha.
So I'm gonna use the lasso tool, go around, and then I'm just gonna hold shift, add, and if I want to remove some, I'll just hold alt and then get rid of an area. Right click, generative fill, and hopefully it removes it instead of adding another person.
Hmm.
Okay, we're getting better. Cool. We'll take this. And all I'm gonna do here is just use the patch tool, grab this, and drag that up. Perfect. I always like to like add a raw file. So the same file that where is it at? The same file that I'm working on and editing, like I'll keep the edit, but I'll also add a raw file before it just so that I can have something to refer back to. It's not too much of any like really
Yeah.
big crazy changes, but I think the smallest changes make the biggest differences, you know what I mean? So so dodging and burning. Actually first let's clean the photo up a little bit. And when I'm cleaning up the photo, all I do is really just use the patch tool and the clone stamp tool. So I'll just use the patch tool and I'll grab certain areas, anything that sticks out like very
Yeah. See,
clearly. And
I was using the the remove tool. Which one is it?
the
I gotta
patch
see it, but
tool,
it wasn't a patch, but it was the other one
okay.
where like it like highlights it all black or whatever. But I got this from you in your videos using the patch. Just I'm like, it just makes sense.
Mm,
Easier, keep the same texture. I definitely
yeah,
do it now because of you.
yeah. See, I never use those tools, bro, ever. I just think that those tools sometimes can like, or at least in my experience, like they sometimes like remove things that I don't want to remove. Like let's say certain textures would be in an area and you use that tool and it just like removes everything. And it's
Yeah.
just and it just gives me a look that I don't want. So um I find using the patch tool and the clone stamp tool, you get more control over the edit. So that's why I like using these. Remove this little line here under her face. Boom. Yeah, this is nothing too crazy, man. I'm just like
Yeah,
grabbing one
yeah,
area, moving it to a clean area.
yeah.
Takes a little time, but
Do you ever record your shooting sessions? I don't ever see those.
I try like to do the behind the scenes
Yeah,
simply
yeah,
be
yeah.
simply because of the fact that like sometimes I just be so in the moment that I forget to like, you know. But I think that's one thing that I want to start doing is just to kind of like show my lighting setups for certain scenes and just different things like that because I've been asked those questions too.
I never see my behind the scenes.
All right, cool. One thing that I'm seeing a lot throughout this photo is there's a lot of like shadows like under the eyes. There's shadows kind of like around the mouth and different things like that. So
Yeah.
in order to remove those, and I always like to rename my layers. So I'll make this one, let's say frequency one. Actually, no. Let's do,
You control J that spot. That what you did? You just copied it.
yeah. So
Okay, yeah,
I'll rename this one to, let's say, background layer.
yeah,
And then I'll control J. This one's going to be details. And then just under those two layers in between, I'm going to add another one named shadows. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to go to filters up here, go to other, high pass. And what that's going to do is detach the details from the layer.
yeah, yeah. I kind of I kind of cheat with this process right here, right? So I don't really know too much about the details right here.
Mm,
So I kind of have like a little thing I'll just I ain't paid for it for free, but it's a little action button basically. It just always worked for me. So,
mm,
but I want to know how to do this because I feel like I'm doing it. I'm skipping a step, right?
mm.
So background is just regular, right? The shadows is a blank. Is that a blank image? Blank nothing, right?
Yeah, so the background is
Mhm.
just the background image. So we
Yeah,
cleaned
yeah,
up
yeah.
the photo. That's the
Merge
photo
everything
we're gonna
together.
be working on. Cool.
Gotcha.
And all we did was add an empty layer in between that one,
Mhm.
and then we duplicated this layer and we just detached the details from it. So I'll show you how to do that again, just in case if you
Yeah.
missed anything.
Yeah, please, please.
So we're gonna add an empty layer. This one's gonna be named shadows because once we remove the shadows, this is gonna be the layer that all the little shadows go onto, right? And then we're gonna duplicate this layer and then drag it above that one, okay? And this one's gonna be named details, right? So from here, what I want to do is go to filter, and then we got other, high pass, and you don't really ever have to have it above 1%, okay?
You never have it above a one.
You don't ever really have to. I don't ever go above 1%. Um, so from here, we're gonna go to these blending options. So from normal, You can change it down to pin light. And the reason why we choose pin light is because it's going to give it that transparency we need. When I first watched the tutorial on how to do this, they were telling me like go to hard light, or I think it was like soft light. But if
Hmm.
you notice how sharp that is. It's like we don't want that. So pin light, it gives it that same transparency and it brings it back to its original form. And then from here, we're gonna grab both of these together the same way I taught you before. So grab one, hold shift, and then click on the other one. It's gonna grab both of them at the same time. And then we're gonna hold alt. And then just in between these two layers, shadows and background, that line that's literally right here, we're gonna click on that. And then it's gonna clip this shadow layer to this bottom layer. I know it's a lot
Gotcha.
going on. I
No,
know
no,
it's a
no.
lot.
No, I'm following. Trust, trust. I know
Cool.
a lot of this stuff already. Like clipping it.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
But I kind of do it
So,
like a little different than you. I kind of like right click everything and go to clipping.
got you.
But yeah,
Okay. So, from here, we got the brush tool. So, I'm going to grab the brush tool and then go to shadows, have this layer selected, and I want to make sure that I'm clicking on a color that I want to copy. So, I'm going to hold alt, click on a color that I want to copy, and I want to make sure the flow is on 5% because if the flow is on 100%, you see how harsh that is?
yeah,
We don't want that. So I'm going to drop it down to 5% so that it's not so harsh. And I'm going to go to an area where I want to remove those shadows. So you got this area here, and I'm just going to color all over it, and you'll notice how it removes it. I actually have a Discord server that I wanted to repurpose for like the sole purpose of photography. Because like I said, I like you used to do gaming. I used to do gaming as well.
did you quit,
I don't really game no more. I mean, I play Call of
bro?
Duty here and there, but I don't
Yeah.
really
Well, what made you like basically like calm down?
well, I was I kind of got hit with like a realization that I feel like not a lot of people really think about, and that was essentially just how do I want to be perceived by the world? Not necessarily like what I care about other people's opinions, but it's just if like do I really feel accomplished saying that, oh, I'm a gamer, I'm a streamer. I didn't really want that for myself, you know. So I just wanted to have like a little bit more importance in myself and in like the world. You know what I mean? Like I said, I still play video games here and there. Like I downloaded Call of Duty the other night and I've been playing that, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
and video games are cool, but when it becomes your life, I feel like that's a problem. You know what I
exactly, bro.
mean?
I feel like the time. I've been thinking about the time I put into it, like in the effort and the energy. I'm like, bro, I gotta redirect this energy, bro, somewhere else.
I don't know. I mean, I just see it very often. Like these kids on TikTok, they become like professional gamers, but they have zero life experience. I see all of these people who are doing these,
Yeah,
like challenges, these mukbangs, and these AI streams. Oh, the roses, roses. Thank you for the cowboy hat, bro. All these different things, and it's like when this shit dries up in 10 years, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
exactly,
So I just been focusing my skills and focusing my attention on actually mastering skills that are actually gonna like better me in the future because like I got into social media marketing and managing. We live in a digital age now. Everybody needs a social media manager when they get big enough. Everybody's always gonna need a photographer. You know what I mean? Not even just that, I do a lot of other things on the side as well. So I mean like it's just about creating skills and creating things that are actually gonna last a while instead of just hopping on the trends. You know what I mean?
exactly. Longevity. That's like you're focused on longevity, bro. And I fuck with that.
Exactly. The next thing we're gonna do here is dodge and burn. So I'm gonna group all of these together and then I'm gonna merge them. And this is still gonna be, or this is gonna be frequency one. And then I'm gonna duplicate that and it's gonna be frequency two. All right. So from here, I'm gonna hide this frequency one for now. We're gonna work on that later. And I'm gonna go to frequency one. And then I'm gonna go up here to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And then I'm gonna change it until those textures start to disappear. So 2% is a little too high. I'm gonna drop it down to one.
Is this Dodge and Burn?
No, no, no. This is not dodge and burn. This is frequency separation. So we're gonna be smoothing out
Gotcha,
this.
gotcha.
So 1% is fine. Cool. This is the colors layer, right? This is the
Hmm.
layer that we're gonna be smoothing everything on. This top layer, we're gonna go up here to apply image. So the image, apply image, and then we want to make sure that layer under here, the layer source, is on frequency one. So we're basically just attaching this details layer to that frequency one layer, the colors layer. And then we want to make sure it's inverted. And then we're going to go down to the blending options and make sure that it's on add. And you're going to get something like this. So the same way earlier you seen how I detached those
Hmm.
details, is basically the same way, but we did it a little differently. And this is always just something to think about. If you ever like really want to like get into the photo and really, see all the details and everything that you're working on. Sometimes I like to do this, not all the time, but I'll add a black and white filter and then I'll drop the reds down a lot. And you can see how it like makes the photo look much more defined. Like you can see a lot more of those details. You don't have to do it this way, but what I'll do is I'll hide the frequency too, those details, go to the blurred layer, the colors layer. I'll click on the mixer brush tool and then I'll go through and I'll start blending everything in, right? I actually like do it this way. I know you're recording on your phone, so frequency one, and then we'll do slash colors layer slash, and some people will call it low frequency. And then for frequency two, we'll do frequency two slash details layer
Details.
slash high frequency. Just so you have that down.
Yeah.
And then essentially all I'm doing is where you see highlights and shadows. So you got some shadows here on the right side of her nose and then some highlights here on the left side. Essentially all I'm
Hmm.
doing is just blending that in and smoothing it. You see how much straighter that is compared to now?
Let's do it again.
So just blending that in. And I'm just making sure that wherever the highlights are, I'm just going over that area and then I'm staying in that area because some people will do it like this. And if you see like that bleeds into each other, we don't want that. So you want to make sure you're taking your time, going slowly. Wherever the darks are, stay where they are. Wherever the highlights, you're just gonna stay where they are. And you want to make sure that you're going in the same direction of the face. So if her jawline is going down, her face
Yeah.
here, her cheeks, just make sure you're going down in that direction. Right?
So you're aiming for dark is dark and light is light.
Exactly, yeah. So essentially all this is doing is you're blending light and darks and then just giving it like a really clean finish and removing any blemishes that we left behind when we were touching up the photo earlier, right? So it just brings everything together just to show you how it's looking now compared to before, now, before, right?
Yeah.
I usually never go over the tattoos because it'll like distort it the same way I showed you. It'll
Yeah.
be like that. We don't want that, so I don't go over the tattoos.
Same deal.
Also, like one thing to note, like if you're ever doing this frequency separation method, it's you can increase the mix or lower the mix. I keep mine's always anywhere from like 80% to 90. So if you need to
Hmm.
lower it and increase, like it'll just increase the blur effect. So if you need it lower or if you got too much blur, you can just raise it and lower the blur. It's like weird and backwards. Like if you lower it, it'll increase the mix, but if you raise it, it'll
Yeah.
lower the mix. It's like it's weird. But yeah, so I keep it from anywhere from 80% to 100.
I think you did her face way better than me. God
You
damn.
you said what?
You did her face right there with the purple hair. Way
Mm.
better than me. I ain't do it justice for real.
Not gonna lie, you know what this photo reminds me of? It reminds me of like a early 2000s music video, like a girls group.
It does.
But
It
yeah,
does like a TLC or some shit.
yeah. But this is what we looking like before and after.
But you did this shit much faster than fucking me. I gotta start doing 1%, bro.
The next thing I want to do is dodge and burn. Essentially, all it is just adding two curves layers, right? One's gonna be named dodge. I just do D. The other one's gonna be burn. So one's highlight, one shadow, right? From
Hmm.
here, I'm gonna grab this middle point and then drag it all the way up to where it's overexposed. And then I'm just gonna hold Control I, and that's gonna invert it. Done. Gonna do the exact same thing with this layer, but I'm gonna drag it down so that it's underexposed. Control I, invert it. Done. Gonna grab the
And
brush
not too
tool.
much,
Huh?
not too much hot, bright, not too much dark.
It's however you want it to be.
That's
So yeah,
okay.
however you want it to be. There's really no rules to it. So depending on which photo you got, I mean, you can drag it all the way down if you want to, or bring it, just like at the halfway point. It really is all up to you. But I think this looks good for this photo. So what I'll do is I'll just grab the brush tool and then I'll go in, right? And then I'll just start adding. Oh wait, let me bring the flow back up to 100%. And then I'll just start adding shadows where they belong. So let's say we got some here. This guy got some here. We got some here on the cheekbones. Probably some here on the neck. Some on the forehead. And then maybe some here on the lip. Cool. Then the dodge. I'll just add some on her cheeks.
Question: when you control either, right? When you
Mm,
inverted it, it created a mask, and basically you're adding to that mask.
yes, yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Because if I had it regular, this is what it's gonna look like. So
Hmm.
going over it like this is gonna allow me to color on it without it, you know. So
Well, that's so simple.
yeah, it's so simple, right? So I'll just go over with my highlight guidelines, just here on the cheeks. Boom. Doesn't have to be anything perfect, but I'm just trying to give you the best example. Some here on the forehead, some down the nose of the shaft, there. And then all you want to do, bro, is go up here to where the same place where you see this, just right of it, you see the mask, and then just feather it up until it starts to fade in with the photo. Now, what I like to do with the highlights is I'll go to soft light, change the blending mode because you see that blends in with her face a lot better than what it is normal because the lines are just much
Hmm.
harsher. So I'll go to soft light and then feather it up, and that's really all it is, bro. That's what dodging Brandon is.
God damn, bro.
So feather, drag this up till it starts to fade in with the photo, and then you just want to play around with it until you get it looking how you want it to look.
I'm so mad, bro. You don't understand. Basically, if you see my edit, I was basically trying to imitate a dodge and burn effect.
I'm telling you, bro, it's that simple. How I view it is, it's really just kind of like enhancing the makeup, enhancing the details.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's so easy, bro.
After all of that is done, I usually like to add another curve layer. And what this does is, like by dropping the contrast a little bit and then raising the highlights a little bit more, it brings out a little bit more definition in the face. And it makes that makeup pop a little bit more. Obviously, you can play with it and see however you want
Yeah, do
because
that
you,
again. Sorry.
so So the highlight point is up here, and
Hmm.
the shadow, the contrast point is here, and just in between the shadow point, you have right here the blacks. So you can lower the blacks or raise them. Sometimes I'll raise them and get a little fade going on, but
Hmm.
I do that with like higher retouching like portraits like this. Like I'll add like a little curve here and then give it like a little fadey effect because I think just looks a little bit more professional than how it looks here. See, that looks.
But I thought that was a thing I only knew, but I do that a lot in my photos. That one little thing just down,
Mm,
hate the blacks, but it's like a little small touch that people don't even know about.
yeah. All I did here was I added another curves layer because if you see on the left side was a much
Hmm.
darker than the right. So all I did was added that curve layer, bring up the highlights, and just
And
added it.
delete it, yeah,
hmm just to brighten her up a
just
little
for
bit
her
more.
side.
Whenever I'm editing photos, like before I even send it to the client, I'll always download it on my phone because how it looks on the computer is going to be completely different than what you would like see it.
Yeah. Well, it's like mind blowing.
Wait,
I'm so mad. Like, god damn, bro.
wait, hold on. Crazy.
Change my whole perspective, bro. It's a big difference, bro. God damn. Now I'm embarrassed,
Nah, bro, don't be
bro.
embarrassed. That's why I'm here, bro. I'm happy to help.
I sent it, bro. Oh, look at it. Oh, I'm so. I'll be better, bro. Just know this.
let me see. Hold on, wait. Let me see.
I'll be better than this. Never again. I sent a customer this,
Wow.
bro. Now I get the real insight of what I'm doing. Like you can look real close. I'm kind of trying to imitate certain things.
hmm
And that red blush on her cheeks, I added too much. I try to go back, like I told you earlier. I merged it. I saved the file. Came back to it the next day. Like, oh, that's too much blush. Let me get it. Oh fuck. You know.